Hi everybody, Aaron Portside here back in Nationwide Arena. Who is this guy? Tom Reed is with us. Allison Lucan is on assignment north of the border. So Blue Jackets 3-2 overtime win tonight over the Blues. Much needed win for these guys, Tom. The Blue Jackets were 1-5-2 coming into this game. We all know that they haven't scored. They have also started to develop this habit of letting games slip away. A game they could have easily won in Montreal the other night. And they let it get away. This time they certainly had a chance to let it get away. Killed a huge 4-on-3 penalty in overtime. Survived that, then came back to score, believe it or not, on their own power play. A lot of things to be happy about tonight here if you're Blue Jackets fans.
Absolutely, and we'll just start with the way the game ended on the power play. Granted, it's a 4-on-3, not your traditional power play, but any power play right now.
Yes, there are no asterisks right now.
And what I liked about it is Werenski just kept hammering the puck.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, the puck is still I think moving too slow.
For sure.
Going around, but I just like the fact that he just kept firing. He put one over. I think Allen may have stopped. Allen was terrific tonight, by the way. He makes a save, but Werenski doesn't get frustrated. He just gets it. The puck comes back to him, and the third try he hammers it in. And they, as you said, they get a huge win against the defending Stanley Cup champs.
John Tortorella ever so eloquently put it after the game tonight. This is a goddamn uptight group. Or was it uptight goddamn group?
Something like that. You got the right words.
Words to that effect. His point is clear, and I think it's been now starting to show up on both ends of the ice. But you feel it. You've been busy with other stuff, but you've seen this team play some games. You can just feel this team, and you talk about how slow the puck moves. That's a product of that. The zippiness, the confidence of being dangerous offensively with the puck is just not there, and maybe a win like this can help open that up.
Yeah, you just hope that they that just unclogs a little bit, right?
Yes.
Mentally and yeah, but we'll see. I mean, we're not going to know that until the next game. But yeah, this is a game that could have very easily slipped away. He ends up juggling the lines in the third period,
looking for something,
and initially gets some success. As they were down 2-1 going into the third, they get the game tied up with a goal from Dubois. I mean, who else? I mean, Dubois has been so good. He helped set up the first goal as well. Although I don't think they ever gave him an assist on it. But he was good again tonight. But that was huge to get him going. And then the Blues, as the Blues do, they're a big, heavy team.
They are.
The last 7 or 8 minutes of that game, or of regulation, you're just thinking, wow, they're coming. And in the first period, by my count, by my public education count, they have given up 8 goals in the final minutes of the periods this year, every period.
Of all 3.
And I don't think, you were at the game in Philadelphia, that was a power play goal. I don't think it was an empty net. I don't think any of these goals have been empty net goals. They're like 8 goals at the end of periods, and those kill you. I mean, they just take so much out of you. Tonight, the Blue Jackets get the first goal of the game, as we mentioned, and it was from Gavrikov, his first NHL game. And from that point, for almost the rest of the period, they're playing pretty well. They have St. Louis on their heels, and then they give up that goal at the end of the period. Just a turnover where Gavrikov is trying to get the puck up. I think it's Robinson. The puck doesn't come out of the zone, and McEachern comes around the net, banks it in off Savvy. And I thought the rest, the Blue Jackets were on their heels almost the entire second period.
It took them a whole period to get out of it.
Yeah, it took a whole period to get out of it, and then that's when Torts puts the lines in the blender and got a little bit of juice out of that.
Yeah. Well, sometimes there's nothing to quite get you going like killing a penalty. Players have said this. That 4-on-3 kill. I mean, you talked to Savard after the game. I saw you going at him. He had 2 blocks in the span of about 7 seconds. I don't think Korpisalo even had a save, which is nothing against him. And then overtime, I'm not sure how many pucks got to him. Because Savard was laying down in front of him.
He did have the one where he gets the end of the stick out where there's somebody right there. If the puck gets across the net, I don't think it's registered as a save, but if the puck gets across, it's probably a tap in. But to your point,
talk about Savard, just the way that
Savard just
that kill,
made huge plays after Jones tries to get the puck out. It's one of those plays that the puck's along the wall. He thinks he can get to it, and it's compounded by Boone Jenner flying the zone, thinking, okay, Jones is going to get to it, and oh boy, here they come, almost like a 3-on-1, and Savvy makes at least one block. He thinks he might have got part of the second one, and it was funny because afterwards I was waiting for him. I'm like, oh, thanks for coming out. He goes, oh, I'm sorry, I was at the dentist. Of course he was.
That's what you do.
Of course he was. He had a loose tooth from a block a couple games ago. And that's just who he is. I mean, he's 230 pounds or 220 pounds and about 198 of scar tissue.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Yeah.
And he was, again, brilliant tonight at the end of the game.
So we came to the rink this morning wondering, genuinely, I think for the first time this year, who's going to start tonight in goal? Because Korpisalo was clearly benched. He was going to play Montreal. He was benched for his on-ice outburst. We've been over that. Merzlikins started, played really well, and you wonder, as well as that kid has played now, Merzlikins for a while, you wonder if it's going to start to be 50-50, and maybe he deserves a chance to own and keep the net. John Tortorella made it clear he is not going to, quote, kick Korpisalo to the curb, because they've had this flare up here. With he actually really likes the passion, just wants him to package it better. Seemed like a really wise decision. Korpisalo played really, really well tonight.
Yeah, and I think especially in the third period where we saw that push over the 10 minutes, and in parts of the second period too where he was good, but really down the stretch in the third period where it just felt like the Blues were going to get that third goal, and win the game in regulation. And yeah, he validated John Toller's trust in him, and it came out with a massive 2 points for them.
Yeah. So Gavrikov gets his first NHL goal. Spoke to him after the game. He was, of course, excited about that. Pierre-Luc Dubois gets his 7th goal, team-leading 7th goal. And Werenski pots the game winner, 3:34 of overtime on the power play. He now has 6 goals on the season. Blue Jackets much need to win. Now they get a little bit of a breather. They play Montreal next Tuesday. So they'll practice tomorrow. They'll have Sunday off. Tom, you're handling the 10. Is it 10 tonight? Will it be 10 observations?
We don't know. You never know. I don't know how many observations.
The man observes what he observes.
And it was Hockey Fights Cancer tonight, tonight, and it's always
going off script.
Huh? Oh, I'm going off script. When have I ever stayed on script? Anyone who's been here to one of these Hockey Fights Cancers night, it's always a tearjerker. It's inspirational. It's very touching. You're going to have a story. Don't want to give too much of it away. Make sure you read Erin's story on the Anthem Singer night. Her name is
Molly Oldham, Oldham.
And she did a great job on the anthem,
yes, really emotional. And you know what? It was cool, and we'll get to this in the story. Players, I was trying to interview her, and there were fans walking by saying, "You were great."
Yeah, right.
People going by. They were excited. They were moved by it as well. She came into the room for a tour afterwards, and Pierre-Luc Dubois said, "That was incredible. You were great. I had chills." Words to that effect. Goosebumps. Jared Bull stopped to say hey to her. Rick Nash told her she did a great job. I mean, the players were all over her. It meant, I think so many, there's nothing against the national anthem. I don't want to go there. They hear it every night.
Right.
It's part of their routine. A lot of them are thinking stuff in their head, strategy about the game as this goes through. This really grabbed a lot of them. You could tell.
Yeah.
And John Tortorella was moved by it as well.
Yeah, Cam Atkinson, she was standing out in the hallway after, came up, gave her a hug. I think he may have said he was, he was emotional. Just watching that, and because all of us have been, in one way or another, family member, good friend, been touched by this disease. And it truly is one of my favorite nights to come to the arena to just see the outpouring of support, and people trying to help this, to do anything they can to help people that are afflicted with it.
Yeah, and it's amazing. She rang the bell, this Molly Oldham, the anthem singer, rang the bell yesterday signifying the last of her treatments. I mean, yet it was 3 months ago today that she was diagnosed. And here she is singing the national anthem at the Blue Jackets game. So, I mean, she met Leo. Leo calmed her down.
Gave her a big hug afterwards,
He coached her up before she came out to sing in front of the biggest crowd she's ever sang in front of. Amazing stuff. So, look for that. Look for Tom's observations. We got all sorts of stuff online, and we will talk to you through this format, the magic of video, next Tuesday from Nationwide Arena. So, thanks for being with us.
Hit the button.